Who are we? Where did we come from? These are questions that drive scientists, artists, spiritualists, professors, and more to dig into understanding the universe and our origins. And there's still so much mystery to be explored. How much information is available within cultural sociology or cultural anthropology to help us understand if we have been visited by intelligent beings, and if those intelligent beings have either created us, interfered with us, or perhaps are communicating with us still? In this special edition of Shed Show Talk, I'm going to take a look at the tribe known as Dogon, and they're from Mali in Africa. What makes the Dogon so curious to me is that they had information about the Milky Way, about the Sirius dark star. They had so much information that predates modern astronomy and other sciences that I have to ask the question, how did they get that knowledge? And in fact, their knowledge goes so much deeper than that. So in this video, I've compiled 5 categories of information that was unique to the Dogon tribe. And I find it so curious how they had such detailed astronomy, how they had the sound of Sirius, which you'll actually hear in the breaker page I have between the sections. You'll actually hear a vibrational sound that the Dogon say is the vibrational sound of the Sirius star. Now, this is just some of the information here, but if you want to see this video turned into a series about more tribes, hit the like button. I'm looking for a minimum of 50 likes to change this video into a series. So let's get going.
They have a very much more scientific view of this. They have one character, mythological character, who's treated as a deity. Name is Amma. When you get down to the details of his system, you realize that even Amma is a metaphor for a set of scientific processes. They have ritual practices a lot like Judaism. They wear skull caps and they wear prayer shawls. They circumcise and they celebrate a Jubilee year like Judaism does. But the words of the tradition, the words and the symbols, are Egyptian words and symbols. And the symbolic system is a match for Buddhism. So you have 3 different sets of influences in one setting here. And so it looks as if, I mean, all over the world we have reports in ancient times of short-statured people who were considered to be sorcerers. This is true in Scotland, it's true in Africa, it's true in Polynesia, it's true even in North America, places like that. What mostly distinguishes them from humans is in cases where cultures are describing these pygmies, they're described as, we have multiple reports that they were described as sorcerers. So it was something that, I mean, in some cultures there are descriptions of ability to shapeshift or ability to levitate objects or ability to materialize things out of thin air.
They have ritual practices that are a lot like Judaism. They have cultural civic practices that are a lot like ancient Egypt. And they have a symbolic system of cosmology, a system of symbols and meanings and myths that is very similar to ancient Buddhism. The Dogon do claim that their information comes out of an instructed tradition that was given to them in ancient times by somebody who knew a lot more about science than we did. The Dogon system of symbology is a close match for a Buddhist system. The Buddhists flatly say they got theirs from a non-human source. The Dogon say it was non-human, but go a step further and say not only that, it started out as a non-material source.
This creature is about 3 feet tall. It looks exactly like this, and it has a strange smell, which once you smell it, you shall never forget it. This creature is known by the Zulu-speaking people of South Africa as a Mantindane, which means to abuse, to fiddle with, and to torture by interfering with the victim's genitals and other private parts. For hundreds of years, even mighty nations such as the Zulus, even powerful warrior nations such as the Botswanas and Xhosas lived in mortal fear of these creatures.
Beyond the Dogon knowledge of the dark star, the symbols reveal more information about the celestial universe. They correctly place the Earth and our solar system within the Milky Way, and state correctly that the massive cluster of stars is far more distant than the planets. The understanding of astronomical movements led the Dogon to investigate the human anatomy. They discovered the circulation of blood in the body long before it was discovered by the English physician William Harvey in the 17th century. These symbols and the knowledge they hold are the legacy of the mysterious pneumos, the messengers from the dark star.
For the most part, Marcel Griol recorded the religion accurately, but one grave error he made was that he identified the pneumo as male deities, when in fact they were female deities, and they were symbolized by the sun, which was a female symbol. And he lived in a very patriarchal culture, so, you know, it's not surprising that he referred to them as males. And the significance of this is great because the earliest religions in the world were matriarchal religions. So this is a matriarchal religion, and it shows how old it is.
The Dogon Tribe and their Nordic alien gods from Sirius. Throughout history, many civilizations were fascinated with Sirius, the dog star. This bright celestial object occupies an elevated status in various mythologies. According to legend, these advanced individuals visited the Earth eons ago, descending from the sky in a vessel accompanied by fire and thunder. Friendly in nature, they shared some of their wisdom with the ancestors of the Dogon.
When this planet is destroyed, this Earth, and the pneumo come to, or Mars, the pneumo come to Earth. And Ogatameli tells us the reason the pneumo came here in the first place was because their own world was dying, and I didn't realize that it was in our own solar system. And so they come to Earth and they create, they combine their DNA, create life form on the Earth. And I really believe the pneumo might have been a form of dinosaur. And the reason I say that is because they describe the pneumo as having gizzards, and
I see you into that, yeah.
And they're associated with birds. And the pneumo spaceship existed underground and underwater. I speculated in the Master of Speech that they may have been like other amphibians, like salamanders, who find the light sensitive to them. So they live under, the ground, and they only come out at night. When the ancestors go to be regenerated in the pneumo spaceship, they go into the hole which is at the top of this of the spaceship, and they go into the ground, and they're regenerated.
My name is Beth. This has been a special episode of Shit Show Talk, and I will see you next time. Thank you.